Philosophy. All learning exclusive of technical precepts and practical arts.
Fanatic. Marked by excessive enthusiasm and often intense, uncritical devotion.
Let's philosophize.
Let's philosophize.
Today, we're talking about luck.
You feeling lucky, punk? Well, do ya?
And about how does luck really exist, or is it just
mere coincidence?
Well, I guess luck could be defined as mere coincidence sometimes.
Basically.
And when mere coincidence is in your favor. So is it mere coincidence that happens to be in your favor, or is it a blessing from something else?
See,
or is it just predestination?
it's like, I hope it doesn't rain, I hope it doesn't rain, I hope it doesn't rain, I'll be lucky if it doesn't rain. And it just doesn't rain. Doesn't mean that you were lucky, it just means that the coincidence was just on your side.
Yeah, that time. But what if the coincidence is on your side for most of the time? Like, you just go around and you're just always in that good place. That also assumes, though, that that can be possible, and that people sometimes don't have bad things happen to them, which is wrong. And wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah.
Bad things happen to all people.
Yeah.
So,
gotta keep your karma clean.
it just kind of depends on when it happens.
Then again, we'll all get ours someday. We will always get bad luck. Well, not bad luck, just something bad will happen to us. Everybody is like, oh, if I do this, I'll have good luck. If I do this, I'll have good luck. If I do that, I'll have good luck. But it's just, honestly, karma is sort of like luck. What do you want to say?
If you look at it, you could maybe look at it like that. Though I would say karma is what you deserve, or that's kind of the essentials of karma. You're gonna, if you do something bad, you're gonna reap the result of that and have something bad happen to you. While luck is just, oh look, I haven't done either good or bad, but good is happening to me, so it's good.
Yeah, I see.
While unlucky is I'm not doing anything bad or anything good. Or you could maybe even be doing something good, I don't know. But then something bad happens to you and you're unlucky.
So the Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy and the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy has two different categories on luck.
Yeah.
And so Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy describes one as moral luck, and the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy is epistemic.
Epistemic?
Yeah, he can pronounce it. I cannot.
Epistemic. Something along those lines.
Epistemic. Oh, there we go.
Similar to epistemology, but just epistemics.
Okay, and moral luck. Moral luck occurs when an agent can be correctly treated as an object of moral judgment despite the fact of significant aspect of what she is obsessed for depends on the factor before her control.
So what does that mean, Reese?
That is just some hunk of what the heck.
That's from people who have huge PhDs. And
let's see, it says, when I first introduced expression moral luck, I expected to suggest an oxymoron. Williams, 1993.
An oxymoron being something that...
It's highly over-exaggerated.
Yeah, well, isn't it almost like irony?
Oh no, that's a hyperbole.
Isn't an oxymoron almost like irony?
Let's
Let's check this out. An oxymoron is a figure of speech in which incongruous.
Compressed paradigm. What the heck? Or bittersweet.
Oh.
It's basically a statement that inside of the statement it contradicts. So we figured out that oxymorons contradict each other inside of their sentence. So like, or word, sour and sweet.
Or like a good killer. Killers aren't good. Or a moral killer.
The nice killer. That sounds like a good movie title. Sounds like something out of the 80s.
Or the evil pastor. Oh no.
The nice killer. Feeling monkey punk? Feeling monkey? What a coincidence that would end up on there. Again!
Whoa.
Wow.
Oh, and by the way, Reese isn't wearing green, so.
Second time! I wish I would have brought another shirt.
Yeah. Poor Reese. Reese will continue with more on the left.
So it was the guy named Williams. We don't have his second name, but it was when he said it like this. When I first introduced the expression moral luck, I expected to suggest an oxymoron. That's what started our whole conversation on oxymorons. Indeed, the immunity from luck has been thought by many part of very essences of mortality. Yet Williams in 1981 and Thomas Nagel in 1979 showed us in their now classic pair of articles, it appears that our everyday judgments and practices commit us to the existence of moral luck. So they're basically giving a name of luck to karma.
Moral luck.
Moral luck. Or in other terms, karma. Basically what I perceived from this.
I don't know if I perceived karma
Well,
from
okay,
it.
karma gets a bad rap. It's like, oh, you do something bad, you're gonna get something bad. But there's good karma too.
But karma also possibly doesn't exist. It's just good things happen to people and bad
Who do
things.
good things. People who do good things happen to.
And people who do bad things,
Bad
Good
things happen to.
good things happen to them too. Hitler, in the end, he suicided, he killed himself. But
How's that a good thing for him?
like during all the rest of the time, he was successful. He was living out his life. Or if you think just random Russian billionaires. Sorry I bring up Russians, but that's when I think of the people in like the leopard skin bikinis or something like that, like surrounded just like with a cape of leather and a crown on their head, who aren't
Dressed up all pimp-like.
yeah pimps, pretty much pimps. They live this lavish life, and it's not necessary. They do have bad things happen to them, but they're not. It's hard to define a person as good or bad.
If you do bad things, you gotta be a bad person. It's not like.
But also, if you
It depends on how many bad things you do. Hitler definitely was a bad person because of how many bad things he did in a row.
So do we define a bad person as what he does?
Yes, that's like completely the whole definition of a bad person.
Or would you define a...
If you do bad, you are bad.
But what if someone accidentally does bad and doesn't mean to do something? Like, it's like, oh, a kid is going around and then he presses a button which blows up, shoots a nuke and blows up a town.
How many bad things had this kid done? This one bad thing.
Which was huge. He destroyed a whole
Just because
town.
it was huge doesn't mean it was
Killed everyone.
See, Hitler. Well, okay, then you gotta do accidental and purposeful. We're getting really off topic.
Yeah, this isn't luck anymore. This is moral.
It's moral luck. How about that?
Morality.
Karma, moral luck. This video is gonna be like, yeah, huge.
So, should we go into epistemic luck?
Yes, and Lucas.
Let's see what epistemic luck by the Internet Encyclopedia of Philosophy says.
Which we find very, very
Reliable.
because we did a research paper on John Dewey.
Mm-hmm.
He was
A
a philosopher,
education
and
reformer.
a teacher. So yeah,
Yeah.
he
So,
was on there.
and there's a bunch of interesting philosophical things on it. It's an encyclopedia, so it's huge. But so this is epistemic luck. Epistemic luck is a general notion used to describe any of a number of ways in which it can be accidental, coincidental, or fortuitous that a person has a true belief. For example, one can form a true belief as a result of a lucky guess, as when one believes through guesswork that C is the right answer to multiple choice question, and one's belief just happens to be correct. One can form a true belief via wishful thinking, for example. An optimist belief that it will not rain may luckily turn out to be correct, despite the forecast for heavy rain all day long. One can reason from false premises to a belief that coincidentally happens to be true. One can accidentally arrive at a true belief through invalid or a fallacious reasoning. And one can fortuitously arrive at a true belief from testimony that was intended to mislead but unwittingly reported the truth. In all these cases, it is just a matter of luck that the person has a true belief.
Yes.
That's interesting.
You know, basically, they're on the same basis, honestly. The other ones were mainly how you go about your life.
Well, the moral luck was more of
I'll take this back.
the good things that happen are kind of because of luck, and the bad things that you do kind of are because of luck almost. Was that the meaning of moral luck? Luck is caused by morals, and then epistemic luck is caused just by coincidence, and your guesswork just happened to be true, even though your belief in your guesswork could totally turn out to be wrong.
So basically what we're pulling out of both of these articles is that they're really not true. It's how your day has been going, or a good guesswork.
Therefore, luck does not exist.
Theory?
Does. And here are our quotable quotes on luck. My quotable quote is,
Alright, sounds good.
luck is the idol of idle.
Explain.
So, luck is the idol, luck being something that is adored. Like, you know how people in the older ages sacrifice to idols and stuff like that? It's that spelling of idol. So, luck is the idol, something that you look up to, which is false though, of idleness. The idol being I-D-L-E, it being that it is being idle and not doing anything. So you can be like, oh, I'm just going to depend on luck that I'm going to stay here and be safe. Luck is the idol, the false belief of idleness.
Okay, I see.
It's a little confusing, but
If you watch that chunk of the video enough, you'll understand.
mhm.
My quote is, luck is believing you're lucky, which kind of goes with my with the epistemic luck, which is if you believe it will happen, and as we know already, false.
Mhm.
Myth busted.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for liking, commenting, and surprising us with your subscriptions.
And all of you guys out there, have a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh crap.
You
I just
fool.
exited out.
He just exited out of the article
I got this. Watch this.
like a pro.
Watch this. Paste and go. You should be an acapella, man.